Hello, fellow YouTubers, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. On the last episode, we began the trial of Case 3 by... we're facing Edgeworth again. Yay! Gumshoe came out and gave us a little bit more information about exactly what happened, a little bit of backstory. Then, the old bag, the old bag, the security guard, Miss Old Bag, Wendy Old Bag, decided, I love saying Old Bag, it's fun, decided to be the witness currently and told us a couple things. Though we did point out that she did think that just because the Steel Samurai walked by, it was immediately Will Powers. Although she did mention that there was a limp, and we got kind of stopped by Edgeworth recently. But there is something wrong. Because we have the ability to object or wait and see what happens. We're going to object because we're not stupid. There we go. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider the possibility also. Yeah, what is up with this? I need to show full proof. Why doesn't the prosecution need to show full proof? Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. I did the same hand thing she just did. I can't do that with my left wrist, otherwise I'd destroy it. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? Oh god, I completely lost her voice. Water, please. Alright, let's see if that helps. The only person I saw go through the studio before then was Will Powers. A little bit better. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. More water. I'm so glad I have a gallon of water next to me at all times. So, if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay, well, there is one thing that kind of stands out, if you remember, from the end of day 1 of investigation. And we can do this on either this one, the next one, or the last one. We're going to do it in the last one because it's funny. We're going to present the photo again, because you remember down here where it says October 15th, 2 o'clock p.m., photo number 2. It means there was a photo number 1, and that means there was someone else that appeared there. We just don't have a photo of it. So, let's present this photo. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Well, thank you. Right. Anyway. It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. Is that patronizing or actual proudness? That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if this really was the only photo? I completely... my inflection there was completely wrong. I should have went on only photo. Whatever. Whatever. Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there was only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. Oh, we're saying that she did it? Eh? You want your mouth, Whippersnapper? I thought she was going ballistic there for a moment. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. Well, didn't you look in a mirror? But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Edgy boy, help! What? Huh? But believe me, I want you, but I don't know what this means either. Some help you are! You're a whippersnapper too! That's her favorite word, whippersnapper. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? I love that name. Ah, that's right! I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. I like how perjury is a common thing. You know, that thing that gets you in jail in normal courts. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. How does that help us? You're just screwing yourself. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I say this is a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Oh, also, remember when Mia was right next to us in court? On the first court case? Now Maya's gonna be just like that, so she's our assistant. She's helping us. Alright, so, for this one, she did say there was another photo. Let's find out a little bit more about this photo then. So let's press this one right here. Now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Tell us more about that photo. Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased? Thank you, Phoenix! I want you to say that word forever. A fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. Oh, take that, every fan. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. Internet? They're always hanging about. One was there that day. But wait a second. Did you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? I told you they were freaks. Oh, and? They're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So, on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Man, I'd love to see a court case like this, just them all screaming and stuff. Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai, dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh yes, well, we see this type here every day. Oh, my voice is going. Oldbag's voice is so straining. Can't stop him, can't catch him. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. It broke. Right! As I said, I didn't pay it much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. I'd like to take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. More water. He must be part fish. So there was a kid. Kid didn't help. He's not really helping. Oh, we're actually kind of close to the end of this day. Let's continue going on. Mr. WP. Oh, I completely forgot his voice. Yeah, yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal God, I butchered this one. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. Steel and steel, right next to one another. I think I said seal. Seal. So, where does this leave me? Also, there's plenty of fans that would steal that if they had the chance. It doesn't look good. Sniff. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick! But what are we going to do? First, we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right! And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey, Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. Sniff. I won't sniff like that. That was a quick jump cut back into court. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on the matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there is still no one else that could have committed the crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Oop, not clicking the button. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order! Interesting. Let us hear what you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. I don't want to be penalized. Right, great. As if the stakes weren't high enough. So, who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed murder? So we have the assistant girl, the grade school boy, or the security lady. Now, only one of these is the correct answer. Actually, none of them are the correct answer, technically, because we don't have proof that any of these people have done it. We're just accusing someone for the moment, just so we can stall. We don't have any proof that any of these people are the real murderers, but only one answer will actually get us the correct way. It's not the assistant girl. It's not Penny, because we already found out earlier in the court case that Penny was not there when Powers hurt his ankle, so she did not know he was limping. Therefore, she wouldn't have been able to fake limping in the photo like what it showed. So it's not her. Grade school boy, we've kind of proven that it'd be impossible for him to wield the samurai spear despite the fact that he's 10. Even though the samurai spear broke. Whatever. Apparently it's too heavy. Not to mention he'd be in that giant suit. That giant suit's like 6 feet tall. But that only leaves the security lady. And she's probably in the same line as the grade school boy, where she's probably too weak to actually be in the Steel Samurai costume, but she's the only real person that has an option right now that could be it, because she deleted the photo. She could be telling a lie completely right here. She's the only proof that we have that's against us right now. So if we just target her, we'll definitely get something off of our backs, so. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Huh? The Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through, which also the kid didn't see, unless he was peering through the grate. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Whippersnapper! Water. Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you! Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she had no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume, then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. But why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in this costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. Oh yeah, also, the kid didn't have a card key, so he wouldn't have been able to get into the first Studio 1 anyway. So, yay, we're blocking the holes in our argument right now. As long as Phoenix is the same thought process. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Thank you. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes 2, baby. Which is completely funny, seeing as how the newest announced Phoenix Wright game is about Phoenix's ancestor actually working with Sherlock Holmes, who is not fiction in this universe. He's actually real. So, I mean, he's a little older than 2. Why not just Junior? Also, then Phoenix is not happy now. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new evidence? I hate that I could read this, but I don't want to because of the channel. One of these days I will break it, but I'm a family-friendly channel. Like I said, disregard all the M-rated video games I've played. I put warnings in front of them. Some of them, most of them. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? That means he's on our side. Hey! Oh, so you all think I did it? Is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there. Do something. What's my move? Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. So we can press further, or we can give Granny a break. I don't want to give Granny a break. let's press further. let's make her life miserable right now. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Mrs. Oldbag's actions that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Indeed. Yeah, what is Powers' motive? Don't they usually have a motive? That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings. I hope. Wait just a minute! What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy! The one whose photo I erased! Well, now we're gonna clear up that suspicion right now. I don't think I've ever had to drink this much water in one recording. He's only a grade schooler, though, as you said. 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter! When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds, tops! Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Or is it be nice to the kids and mean your Elder's Day, whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed? Then let's say that's proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder. It is. It's the card key, like I mentioned a little bit earlier ago. I completely forgot it was part of this thing. There we go! We worked it out before the game did! The scene of the murder, as we all know, was Studio 1. However, you need a card key to enter Studio 1. How could a boy with no formal relation to the studios have a card key? Easily, he could have stolen it. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? Murph. The windbag. Speechless. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Mrs. Wendy... What was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. I like how they don't even care. And the prosecution will look further to this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. The court is adjourned. Wait a second! I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. Me! I'm talking! Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Mrs. Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? Huh? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. And we get another testimony. Yay, Oldbag! Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with it, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Rhymer. But Miss Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. Like, shut up. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the Oldbag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Thank you, Judge, for being for having some pity on me, knowing that I have to deal with this. So we want a little bit more information on this. So we want to find out who these other people were. Who was there? Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer, for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course! Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. So, where are these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Phoenix, the map is very simple. Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. Yeah, look at that. Cars in the Studio 2, Phoenix. It's very obvious it's right there. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. That's a monkey! We never looked at that. Yeah, see that giant green brush right in the middle of the screen? Yeah, that's kind of blocking the path. No, not really. You can walk right by it. Like, right to the left of it. It's not that hard to get by. Or through the woods. Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I think I've already asked all my questions, but... Now, I actually have the ability to continue this cross-examination or take a break. Now, this is a weird cross-examination, in which case there is nothing to present. She's not telling a lie. She's obviously telling us this so that she can get off the list of suspects. So there'd be no reason for her to tell us a lie unless she was actually the murderer. But there is nothing else that we need to press. We have the information. We know that there were the producer, the director was still there. We need to go talk with them. She did point names, so let's go take a break right now. We're done for the day. We got the extra day like we wanted, so let's just continue and get some more information during the investigation case. Your Honor, we have learned there was others at the Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. Austin Powers. Why is it the first time I made that joke? The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. The court is adjourned. Yay! We bought a day! Court is now not in session anymore. Wow, that took 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours. They started at 10 a.m. It's at 1:04.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Ah, really, it's nothing. Grin. What sound does grin make? Or should I? Sniff. We'll be going to the studios. We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigation. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who it is? Who it was in that steel samurai costume? Could it really have been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers?
I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers, and we chose Old Bag. Poor old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there, with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be right back to visit you soon.
Thanks, guys. Sniff.
Oh, poor Hugh Jackman. So that does it. We're now at the to be continued stage. That didn't take any time at all. That took two episodes of court. Really? Or was it more? Nah, it was 2. All right, so that about does it for this episode. On the next episode of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, we'll be heading over to the next part, more investigation, and we'll be meeting with probably the director, probably the producer. We'll be finding a little bit more information about maybe this kid that was there. I'm sure Oldbag's gonna yell at us in the face. So, until next time, hopefully you enjoy. All right, so I did it again. I said, all right, so that guy is looking for the Shop Guru statue, which is something that was highlighted, so it means of importance. We're gonna quickly go back over to Windfall right now, because that's technically all we needed to do for his quest. For Zunari's side quest, there's a lot more that we can do with this quest, but that's all Zunari requires. So if we head back to Zunari, it sounds weird saying his name.